Hello and welcome to Add to Cart, the internet show where we take a bunch of products in a particular category, test them until we find our favorites, and show the very best off to you. Today we're tackling video game streaming. Whether you prefer gaming on a PC or a console, I'm going to show you some tools you can use to drastically increase the quality of your broadcast. If you see anything you like and you decide to buy, please consider using the affiliate links in the description. It helps support the show and it makes me feel loved, and that's a validation that I will take wherever I can get it. One of the most powerful ways to increase engagement in a live stream is by making it more personal. One of the easiest ways you can do that is by showing your face. Thus, I highly recommend getting a webcam. My current favorite is the Razer Kiyo. This 4-megapixel camera is capable of shooting 1080p at 30 FPS, as well as 720p at 60 FPS, which is more than you can say for the long-standing king of streaming webcams, the Logitech C920. Now, nothing wrong with that model, but if you're looking for something a little higher in image quality, the Kiyo's sharpness is just plain better. It also functions as a ring light via a dial that surrounds the lens. Whether the daylight is blaring through your room or you're streaming in the dead of night, the extra ring will do a good job of adding more light to your face, keeping the focus on you and not the background. It can take some getting used to if you're pretty new to streaming or if you've never used something like a softbox before, but before long, you'll barely even notice it's there. I will say the Kiyo tends to run a bit warm, particularly in dark rooms, but my setup is usually pretty well lit even at night, and I was perfectly okay with the color balance, especially when measured against similar cams in its price range. Like many other popular webcams out there, this one's mounting mechanism makes it super convenient for you to move around, adjust, take with you, even screw into a tripod for something more permanent. The dual-purpose Razer Kiyo makes for a practical first step in transforming your streams. Okay, so your audience can see you, but they're gonna need to hear you too. The average mic on a computer or a webcam or a headset just isn't going to compare to the quality you get with a standalone microphone. Blue has long been the gold standard for streamers with their Blue Yeti, and just recently they introduced the Yeti X, its successor. The Yeti X takes everything that made the Yeti so celebrated and improves on it quite a lot. For starters, you can toss a lot of the old filters that you're used to using in tandem with your current microphone, because Yeti has absolutely nailed it this time around, particularly with regard to background noise reduction. Comparing these two Yetis side by side, the difference is immediately noticeable. My voice is clearer with zero distractions, and my computer tends to run fairly loud. Depending on its position relative to your keyboard and what kind of keyboard you use, you'll still probably hear some key pressing, but it's a far cry from most other semi-professional mics out there. This model only has two dials to concern yourself with, one on the back for pattern and one on the front for gain control that doubles as a mute button. Additionally, they've added an LED lit audio indicator so that you can see right away if your levels are peaking without ever glancing at software. With a new sleek design and overall improved hardware and audio quality, the Yeti X is a must-buy for the aspiring streamer. Of course, not everyone wants a standalone mic, especially if you're just getting started, or maybe you're just more about the game itself than about putting on a show. For the gamer that prefers a headset to bear the responsibility of the microphone, look no further than the Logitech G Pro X. This understated headset isn't trying to turn any heads. Its clean black look is more function than form, and that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Really, the only flashy aspect of the G Pro X, if you can even call it that, are the two grooved metal plates on each cup. By default, these headphones sound great. It's not try-harding in its highs or its lows. It just sounds how it feels like things are supposed to sound, if that makes any sense. But perhaps the best thing about this headset isn't how it sounds out of the box, it's how you can make it sound, and how you can make yourself sound, thanks to a collaboration with Logitech's now-owned, well-known microphone company, Blue. Yep, the guys who make the Yeti and the brand new killer Yeti X we just talked about. With the Blue voice software, you can tweak the headset with impressively granular levels of customization. You can choose from a number of presets programmed by famous esports superstars, as well as presets made by Blue, or just tinker around and make your own. You can record snippets right inside the app and then play those back and make adjustments using that recording until you've got it sounding just right. A few short years ago, $130 couldn't get you anywhere close to as good a headset as the Logitech G Pro X. Between the solid natural sound and the microphone tweaking madness offered by this headset, I'm completely sold. I gotta be real with you here. I kinda just threw this one in for the sole reason that I think it's dope. Hardcore gamers out there might try to bury me for even bringing up the possibility of streaming with a wireless mouse, but I'm gonna do it anyway, so bring it on, comment section. Let's face it, you're probably not out here auditioning for Fortnite championships. So for many people, a wireless mouse will do just fine. Couple that with a wired charging mouse pad and of course, generous RGB lighting dopeness, and you have the Razer Firefly HyperFlux mouse pad bundled with the Razer Mamba HyperFlux. The Firefly is big, and it's really convenient. Leave the Mamba mouse on here for a few hours when you first get it, and you'll literally never need to charge your mouse ever again. Like I said, we're talking about Razer here, so that means colors. Like their keyboards and everything else, both the mouse and pad can be customized to all heck using the Razer Synapse software. Set them to breathe between colors, flash between colors, set up profiles so they do different things when you play specific games. If you don't know, now you know. Pretty much any color configuration you can think of is possible with Synapse. Another nice feature is the ability to flip the top of the mouse pad around, alternating between a more grippy plastic feel or a soft cushion. The grip is great for when you need more precision and control, and using the mouse on the cushion side, which is what I prefer, is super smooth. It really glides across the mat, and it's almost completely silent while doing it too. So make the space for it, because if you're gaming, you're gonna need it anyway. And unless you're really concerned, like really concerned about latency issues, I really can't recommend the Razer HyperFlux bundle enough. Elgato is one of those names that you just can't help but associate with streaming at this point. Even in the early days, they were among the first to make a capture card, not just with recording software in mind, but specifically for recording gameplay from your home console. For anyone who wants to stream PS4, Switch, Xbox One, even so far back as the N64 or the original NES console, you're probably gonna want, or in some cases need, a capture card, and you're probably gonna get this one, the Elgato HD60S. It's a pretty straightforward device. You plug the HDMI cable from your console into the input of the Elgato capture card, then you plug another HDMI cable, which it comes with, from its output into the input of your TV or monitor. Lastly, connect the card using a USB Type-C cable into a USB 3.0 port on your desktop or laptop. From there, you have a bunch of options. Elgato offers their own fairly robust recording software called Game Capture, but you're free to use whatever software you prefer, such as OBS or Streamlabs OBS. Compared to even Elgato's own internal capture cards, you just can't beat the convenience offered by the HD60S. It's small, it's super light, and fairly durable too, so you can toss it in a bag without worrying about it getting damaged beyond some cosmetic dings and nicks. With a maximum export quality of 14 megabits per second, video quality looks really solid, even after being pushed through and compressed by sites like YouTube and Twitch. And don't forget, this isn't exclusively for live streaming. If you want to show off compilations of some dope kill streaks you had in Call of Duty the other night, you can do that with this as well, made even easier with Elgato's Game Capture software's flashback recording feature. It's much faster than its predecessor too, so for giving a few milliseconds here or there, you don't have to mess around with audio syncing like you used to have to do with the HD60 or many other capture cards. Wow, you kids really do have it easy these days. Overall, the HD60S is a fantastic sequel to a critically acclaimed capture card, and if you want to stream or record gameplay from a console in any semi-professional capacity, you need one of these. Another Elgato device I've been downright smitten by is this adorable screen-laden wonder, the Stream Deck Mini. It's basically a glorified configurable shortcuts interface, if that means anything to you. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. You can customize the ever-loving heck out of the Stream Deck Mini. Use Twitch and OBS a lot? Make a folder and add some shortcuts to start your stream, record, play an ad, whatever you need. Press a button and make an emoji or an animation pop up on the screen when something interesting happens. Even if live broadcasting isn't your thing, because you can customize any of these buttons basically like hotkeys, they can be helpful in any application. I've got folders on mine for Twitch and OBS, but also Adobe's Creative Suite, so I don't have to remember quite as many keyboard shortcuts. The screens are sharp and the color is rich. You can use preset icons, make your own, even upload animated GIFs to the buttons, which is something I've been doing excessively. They don't even have to make sense. As long as I know that the fat walking shy guy begins my game stream, then what does it matter if there's no other logic behind it? Believe me, this is one of those tools that you didn't know you needed, and once you have, you won't want to return to a time when you didn't have it. Well, that's gonna round us out. If you can't get at least a small following with a computer, an internet connection, and all the products I just showed you here today, then you probably need to work on your personality more than anything. I'm kidding. I'm sure you're a really cool, sweet, kind person, which is why I'm sure you'll give us the old thumbie uppy down below letting us know you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe too and ring the bell to get notifications whenever we've uploaded new content. I've been Chris DeGraw, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.